Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Afro Gardener. Today I'm going to be up potting some of my tomato transplants. Let's get into it.
I dream of you and can I help it if I dream of you every night? Dream of you and can I help it if I dream of you every night? Dream of you and can I help it if I dream of you if I dream.
So like I said, the camera's moving. So like I said, I'm going to be up potting some of my tomato transplants. I started all my tomato seeds February 15th. Now, okay, I got a little excited and I did get a little overzealous, but that's okay. I have the room. And so I have a lot of plants. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. I have a lot of plants, a lot of tomatoes. And so they were in the little pods that I showed you guys in my last video, and I'm about to show you here in a minute. And there were I planted 2 seeds in each pod. So they're getting a little stressed because they're in that same small container, and the 2 tomato plants are sharing that little bitty space. So I'm going to be up potting them into these red cups. Now they can stay in here for the next few weeks until I can put them in the ground. They'll be fine in here. And so I'm gonna just show you guys how I'm going to be up potting them into these. Now if you have already started your tomato seeds, I'm sure you'll be fine. If they've gotten too big if you use the pods and they've gotten too big, you can do this. Just bring them outside whenever it's nice, or keep the light going that you might have started your seeds with if you have grow lights, and they should be fine. They won't die or anything. Tomato plants are really forgiving. They're really forgiving, and so they should be fine. But I have way too many, y'all. I got like 40 tomato plants, and I know I'm excited about it because I have a big family, so it's good for me, but it's so many anyways. And so like I said, I'm just going to be showing you guys how I'm going to move them all into their individual cup to go ahead and keep growing until they're ready to come outside. So this is an example of what I was talking about. These are the little pods that I use to start my seeds, and as you can see, the roots, can y'all see that? Hold on, focus. The roots are, I wish I could see, okay. The roots are coming out at the bottom, and you can see how big they are, and they're still sharing this space. And so I'm gonna be transplanting these into their own individual pots. And I had a bunch like this. I have another set like this, and then I had some sets where only one germinated, but you can, they're getting kind of stressed out. They're looking a little sad. So I'm gonna go ahead and transplant them out. Now what I'm gonna be doing is I have to pull off this film that's around them, just really gently. I'm just peeling back this film, and most of the roots are still intact. So then I just carefully kind of break apart the bottom, just carefully, and you can hear it when the roots rip, so you're going to try to keep from doing that. You just kind of break that down. And you also don't want to do this when right after you watered these. Don't do that. Don't try to transplant them right after you water them, because it'll be too wet. So, but these are moist. They're pretty moist. They're not dry. They're pretty moist. So, and I have found that has worked better for me, trying to separate the two seedlings. So I got a bunch of that dirt off, and I'm just going to grab these right here by the stems, and carefully I'm just going to separate them. You see that? Now this one got a bunch of roots, and this one's a little bit smaller, so its roots are going to be a little bit smaller. I mean, a little bit less than what was on the other one. But as long as you have most of the roots, it's gonna be fine. Also, I kind of give it a shake to get a bunch of that dirt off. And I just take my cup. I've already put some potting mix in here. I just use regular red Solo cups. I drilled a hole at the bottom for drainage, and I'll just stick my finger in and make a hole. I'm gonna do the smaller one first, and I put it inside all the way up to the bottom leaves that are on the bottom. I'll show you guys this in just a second. That's how close I do mine, because these little hairs on your tomato plants, all these little bitty hairs, they all have the potential to be a root. So if you plant your seedling all the way up to here, they're gonna develop a really strong root system. And so when you're ready to put them outside, they'll be really strong. Okay, and so I'm just gonna do that with all these, and go ahead and water it in. I can't talk. And that's basically it. I have a lot of these. I'm gonna show you guys a picture here in a minute, but I was like, y'all, a mess. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be doing that to all these, and then also labeling them. I have just been running out of space, y'all. Like my husband was talking about me because he was like, you do this every year. I was like, no, I don't. But I do this every year. But I won't do it next year. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be patient. But it's okay, because we have this space where we can figure out something. But learn from my mistakes, y'all. Just wait. Wait on tomatoes, at least. I just planted everything. Now, peppers, you can go ahead and start that early, because they do take a while to germinate and a while to get established. And there are some other things that you can also start then. You know, some, if you want to grow like pompous plume, celosia, or other things that take a long time to get started, you want to go ahead and start those early. But as far as tomatoes, you don't want to start those that early, because they do grow pretty fast and they do get big. And so you want to maybe wait a couple weeks. I would have probably started them today. But it's okay. Learn from me. Don't do what I did. But I did start peppers, but I was just like, I want a lot of tomatoes. You know, we have a big family, and I really wanted to use the tomatoes for everything. I wanted to can some. I wanted to use some for pasta sauce. I wanted to just use them. I wanted a lot of tomatoes. And so I started a whole bunch. And yeah, but because I told you guys, I had my seedlings in the closet. That's where they was at. They was in the closet. Y'all, I'm gonna show y'all this closet here in a minute. But that's basically it. I did this one without really talking about it, but it's basically the same thing, you know, a hole in the bottom. You have your potting mix in the cup, you put the hole in, and then put the tomato plant in, and that's really it. You just want to be really mindful, and just make sure that you're taking your time. Don't just be all rough and just be like, ugh. Don't do that. But they're pretty forgiving. Because you know, I'm still learning. But last year I put my tomatoes through. I over pruned them last year. I just did a whole lot. And so and I also wanted to grow a few more of them, so I could kind of experiment with putting them outside in a container and seeing if they hold up against the frost. Because we've already put our beds out here, but I wanted to see if I put them in a plastic container and then covered the bed with windows, if that would keep them protected. And so I've been trying to figure that out. And so I wanted to grow a couple more to experiment with. So it's all good. But I'm gonna stop rambling. If you guys have any questions about what I did, just leave them in the comments. Leave me a comment. I love to hear from y'all. Y'all were commenting like crazy on my last video, and I love it. I'm here for all the comments. I love you guys. Be blessed and have a great rest of the day. Bye.